All right, so guys, this final chapter, we're kind of giving you a few tips to how to get the most out of the start of your rowing performance. So essentially, generally when you're on a rowing machine, if it's in a competition, I believe that you could basically got, say, around 10 to 12 seconds to get the most bang out of your buck for that ATP PC system, so you might as well use it. Because regardless of how fit you are, that's not really going to come back. Okay, so we're just going to get the most out of that first part of the race, the start part, and then hopefully that give it a bit of a practice. It might not come off straight away, but I challenge you to persist with it, because I think you can get actually a bit more better performances by doing that. As Andy's getting himself set up, now we've already done our warm-up, so we're not starting fresh or anything like that, don't worry, and believe me, it's quite warm in this, we're in a sauna, yeah, or is it a sauna slash gym? And so yeah, anyway, so what we're gonna go through now is we're gonna go through a way to start if you're trying to get as far distance as possible. So any sort of time trial, or if you're just trying to beat your friends, or it's part of some bigger competition, whether it's, you know, a circuit, whatever it is, we're just going to go through a few key strategies that sort of help you get basically the thing moving faster for you. So what we're going to do is sort of get you to grab the oar and show me where would you normally start for your very first stroke. So right from the beginning.
Okay, yeah.
Is that where you would be?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Pick it up and row, or you're not too sure? Okay.
I'm not too sure. I would just sort of lean forward and then go from there.
Yep, okay. So what we want to think about is we want to start the acceleration process with as much ease as possible, okay? Yeah. So that first stroke is going to take a long time, because you're basically picking up a dead weight from when you're at your most extended part of all your limbs, basically, okay? Also flexed part of all your limbs. So what we're going to do is we're going to start about a half stroke. So pick up the oar.
Yep.
But don't start rowing yet, just sort of straighten the legs a tiny bit. Okay, now do you feel a bit stronger here?
Yes.
Okay, so what I want you to do now is you felt what it felt like before. I want you just to do one stroke and pull as hard as you can from that position. Okay, now how did that feel?
Yeah, I mean, you can already see that it was faster.
Yep, okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to do, starting at the half stroke, and I want you to do about 2 of those, and then with each stroke, I want you to think about progressively going further towards your fullest length, yep, so that by the time we get to 11 strokes, you're at your most full length. Okay, so starting about half stroke. Now, just for entertainment purposes, give it a bit of a crack. Okay, so a little bit further back, and start from there when you're up. That's it. Good. It's about 3 more. Drive it, push, push. Good, and rest there. Okay, put it down. Now, in terms of what I asked of him to do, the outcome was to basically start at a half stroke and then progressively go to full length. Okay, technique-wise, we could get a little bit from the legs and less open at the body, but you get the general idea that we're sort of starting around that half stroke, okay, and then as the momentum of the fan spins, okay, so that's basically your drag. As that continues to get easier, you sort of challenge yourself to go a bit further and whip it around a bit more, okay? But you would have felt that was a sort of efficient way to start.
Yeah. And
you would have, if we looked at the time in there, those 11 strokes you can pretty much do in under 10 seconds. So we're still using that ATP PC system. So we're basically getting that as much out of that first system as possible to cover as far distance, because whether you want to believe it or not, you're not going to get that part back. Okay, so those first 11 strokes, you might as well use them, okay, because they're not coming back at any other stage. No matter how fit you are, those first 11 strokes, they're pretty much going to be your best 11 strokes.
Okay. Hey guys, I hope you really enjoyed that series. If you did, make sure you reach out to Kurt at Coach Kurt Rich.
That's it.
On Instagram. Tell him that you loved it. And also leave a comment below. And I'll make sure I pass it on to him. And if you think that this is very beneficial for anyone else, make sure you share it with them.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
I hope you enjoyed.